What's up, y'all? It's your boy JTMM, aka Just 10 More Minutes, aka the Freaking 10, back again with the warning. Senator, let's try that again. Sinister smiles. Again, one take. I'm not re-recording for that. So, we've seen so far the obvious murdering of him, the remorse, the panic, the franticness from the queen, and then we start to see a little bit of the battle of the bad versus good. And so with that, it makes me really curious as to where this is going to go. And I will say, I did misspeak, and y'all quickly corrected me. So when I said there were 5 songs left, that's what I had filled out on my Google Calendar of the songs. I thought I'd put them all in there, but I hadn't. So that wasn't that I was going by the Google Calendar. I didn't actually look up the video. So that one's on me. But again, with so many left, it you have to admit there was a slow build up, and so now we're kind of in that second half of it. I'm very fascinated to see where it goes. So with that being said, let's switch it up. Let's see where it goes.
Little girl, there's something you don't know. You have nothing left but this body you control. I'd walk away, but before I could start, sinister smiles shut me up, and they opened up their mouths to say, break, break, just break apart. Break, break, just break apart. Hey little girl, do you feel satisfied? Have you quenched the hunger that was still dormant inside? Trust when I say I won't let you get hurt, but if I am to burn, then you will never get to walk away from all the horror and the pain that moves us forward. You have just found out what it is like to live a life of hands tied up, held hostage by the whispers that destroy my hands. Your blood won't let you win, but darling, you can barely take much more.
Wow. I'll back it up just a little bit because I heard him starting to come in with the next part. Number 1, intro was great. I love that intro. Now, what I'm hearing are 2 distinct voices, so I'm assuming one is Pow and one is Danny. I haven't heard Ollie's voice yet by itself. I haven't listened to any of her stuff where she's done the lead yet, but I've heard Pow's, and I think that's Pow and Danny going back and forth. And there's this battle, right? You can clearly hear when you're talking in that position of, hey little girl, there's something you don't know. You have nothing left but this body you control. So let me start by saying, from a rhyme scheme, this song is freaking beautiful. I love the rhyme scheme in this. Hey little girl, there's something you don't know. You have nothing left but this body you control. I'd walk away, but before I could start, sinister smiles shut me up, and they open their mouths to say, break, break, just break apart. So to me, it's hey little girl, there's something you don't know. You have nothing left of this body you control. The evil side of saying, you're done. I'm going to take over. The only thing left is you have the physical body. But then you have the good side that wants to break apart, right? Break away from that and just be its own again and just be normal. and the queen kind of fighting that evil is the sense that I'm getting from it. Hey, little girl, do you feel satisfied? Have you quenched the hunger that was still dormant inside? Trust when I say I won't let you get hurt. But if I am to burn, then you will never get to. And the switch to this was freaking fantastic. Walk away from all the horrors and the pain that moves us forward. You have just found out what it's like to live a lie. Both hands tied up, held hostage by whispers that destroy. My hands, your blood. Won't let you win, but darling, you can barely take much more. So she's on the edge of just breaking and giving up. Wow. I go back to the ages in which this was written, right? And I've said it before, it's not saying that it can't be done, but it is very, very rare for someone to have this much control at this age from an emotional standpoint to be able to write something like this that makes sense. And for them to work together, you know, and I know y'all have kind of explained, you know, Powell had the basis for it and then they all kind of worked together on it. You know, in some instances, you know, their mom had that great line. But you look at it from this bigger picture, and I've said it from day one, or pretty close to day one, of how amazing this would be as a musical, or even quite honestly, a movie at this point. I pictured this. I don't know from a motion picture, but I definitely picture, you know, you could do even a mini series on this quite easily. Because it's that good of a story with so many different layers that could be built upon. I mean, just the line of, hey, little girl, there's something you don't know. You have nothing left but this body you control. That's a powerful freaking line. Think about that, right? The internal struggles that they're putting into this view of this queen to say, this evil side of, hey, little girl, there's something you don't know. You have nothing left but this body you control. I mean, it almost makes your heart break for the queen and this evilness that's what's left is the body, right? Because the queen is taking over. And that's just heartbreaking because you think about in the world today, these people that struggle with the mental health and how this side of them, you know, is overtaking and, you know, they do horrible things or they take their lives. I mean, that's the realness of this. And that's the thing that makes this group special, is to have that command over these types of emotions at such a young age, to be able to create something like this. The Warning Army gets it. And if you're new to the channel, truly pay attention to the whole story and the ages that this was written, because this is what makes them special, and why I've said I cannot wait to see their later work, not just today, but also in 5 to 10 years, because of life experiences that they go through on how they're able to translate and that creates stories forward. This is masterful. Let's keep going.
Won't let you win, but darling, you can barely take much more. Break, just break apart. Break, just break apart. Just break. You'll never admit you were born to be a pawn, an innocent sinner.
Nice.
Just break apart, break, break, just break apart, break, break, just
Nice build.
break apart, break,
That voice.
just break apart, just break apart, just break apart.
Can't wait to see this live.
Just break apart, 'cause I'm gonna hands tied up, held hostage by the whispers that destroy my hands. You're
I'll
done.
let it finish.
Won't let you in, but darling, you can barely take much more. Break, break, just break apart. Break, break, 'cause I'm done now.
Frick, I love her voice. Nice fade. A fade out is perfect for that song. Okay. A fade out is perfect for that because it leaves the struggle going internally of Good wanting to just break apart. Excuse me. Of Good just wanting to break apart. So a fade out of that leaves you with the question and the picture of her truly struggling with identity of good versus evil. These lyrics, though, holy shit. And I don't cuss often, but holy shit. Let me get back over here. So after the break apart that I had stopped previously, you'll never admit you were born to be a pawn, an innocent sinner, a guilty saint above all. I'm not a fool, there's nothing left for me. Do what they say, or else there will be hell too. And then they all come in with pay the price and grab the dagger, cut through skin, and stain the water. And for what it's worth, you'll never live until you die. Now, the question that I have, because what it really seems like to me, right, is in the first two lines, and correct me if I'm wrong, I have no problem being wrong. You'll never admit you were born to be a pawn, an innocent sinner, a guilty saint above all. Sounds more like what the queen, or not the queen, but well, it's the queen, but the evil is saying, right? Of you'll never admit you were just born to be a pawn for me, an innocent sinner, a guilty saint above all. But then it's almost where the good came in and says, I'm not a fool, there's nothing left for me. Do what they say, or else there'll be hell to pay the price and grab the dagger, cut the skin and stain the water. And for what it's worth, you'll never live until you die. So let me process that for a second, because what that really sounds like is the good side is saying, I'm not a fool. I get it. There's nothing left. Do what they say. So do what evil says, or there'll be hell to pay the price. But then I would say that the good side is saying, you know what? I'll just kill myself. And stay in the water, assuming bathtub. Or shower, however you want to view it. And for what it's worth, you'll never live until you die. Is that the good side saying that I won't live again until I die, in the sense that I'd be free to live? But I love I don't even want to call it necessarily a chorus, but then the switch to this both hands tied up to where they do the octave changes with it is absolutely masterful. I freaking love those harmonies. Held hostage by whispers that destroy. My hand, your blood. Won't let you win, but darling, you can barely take much more. The struggle that they're creating in these visuals of the songs is freaking brilliant. I can't say that enough. And then later on it says, 'cause I got both hands tied up, held hostage by the whispers that destroy. My hand, your blood won't let you win, but darling, you can take much more. You can barely take much more, sorry. Because that sounds like the good is saying, because I got both hands tied up, held hostage by the whispers, right? That evil thoughts that destroy. My hand, your blood. So I'm assuming that she would be saying there that, yes, it's my hand, but the blood is on your hands because the evil is the one that truly snapped and killed him. And now I've got nothing left. So do I just take my own life? Because with that, I'm free, is what it really sounds like. And just trying to break apart. I mean, getting to that point of psychosis, if I can say that, of that true mental struggle, and just almost at that, I want to say, breaking point in the sense of letting the evil take over, but at the same time contemplating just ending it so that that can stop, right? And unfortunately we hear about that a lot today in today's world with people that are struggling with mental health, and how, you know, they have those inner demons that eventually take over and something bad happens. I can't stress enough the age that this is written, to have that control and put it down on paper. Again, not saying it can't happen. Don't misconstrue. It's just rare to have that type of emotional control at that age, and to be able to put this to paper and all work together to come up with this and then put music to it. Come on, seriously. That does not happen often. Their harmonies are freaking amazing. The battle between the two, I want to see this live. So I'm just going to shut up. Let me switch it up, give you my final thoughts. All right, done analyzing it. I want to see it live, and see the battles. I love their voices. I love the battle. I love Pow's voice. I think it's Pow. I haven't heard Ollie's yet, other than on backups, and so I think it's Pow and Danny. And I want to see that, and see those, again, the facial looks and the stuff that I look for. So I'm going to do that. So again, hit that like, subscribe, share button. If you like the content, great. If not, hey, there's other reactors out there. No big deal. No sweat off my back. Not that I don't want you here. It's more of, we have the freedom to choose what we want. If I'm not that person, hey, you know what? There's plenty more out there. I don't take it personal at all. If you like my breakdowns, hit that subscribe button. If you want to support me in other ways for the time I'm investing to do all of these things, you can. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/JTMMTV, Just 10 More Minutes TV, and you can support me there. Always appreciate it, but please, as I said, never required. It's just a way to help me with the investment that I put into this. You know, it's 5:21 in the morning. I've been doing it since 3 o'clock for my channel, on top of a full-time job and all that. So that's the only reason I put it out there, is just to make a little something back. That's it. Like, subscribing, and sharing means the world to me. So if you appreciate it, don't. But let's go to the live. I'm going to shut up. No crazy buttons, no crazy sayings. I'll see you in a minute on the live.